Hello everyone, it's Reat here. Welcome to another video. So as you might know, this week tier 8 delves will go live along with the normal and heroic version of the Raid Nerubar Palace. So that said, I made one video for each different delve and you will find all the links in the description below. That said, I want to clarify a few points that will help you overcome this content. One, I recorded this in the beta, so my item level is like 10 points higher because right now in live we are like 590 and in beta we play with 600 and also we are playing with the tier set bonuses. So in terms of gear in live, they will be a little bit harder, so keep that in mind. That said, I really suggest and encourage you to level up brand to level 15 before going into tier 8 delves. So if you didn't do already all the delve quests, I recommend you to do them before going into the tier 8. Remember that you have only 4 delves, bountiful delves per day. So when you are leveling them from tier 4 to tier 8, remember to not level them through the bountiful ones. Go to non-bountiful delves, get to tier 8, and then when you are at tier 8, you can start going into the bountiful ones and use your case that you have saved from the previous weeks. And last but not least, take all the self-healing, personal defensive, and mobility talents that you have from your class and spec. And the reason behind this is that delves from tier 4 and above have like a revive counter that works very similar to the death counter from Torghast in Shadowlands, but in this case it affects the loot quality. So if you don't die in a delve, you will get the highest loot quality that you can from that specific delve. But if you start dying and you die twice or you die 3 times in a delve, you won't get the best possible loot. So keep that in mind. That said, I leave you with this delve walkthrough. You will see the route. You will see also my commentary on specific mods that you have to interrupt or to kick or to CC or whatever. Basically, the way I'm doing them and some mistakes that you have to avoid to not die on this delve. So hope you like it. So this is Fungal Folly. The first thing that you have to do is to talk with the NPC to start the delve. And to be honest, this delve is super straightforward, but you have to keep in mind this mechanic that basically I just got hit by it. And it's the green spores that you can see. So you can use them to kill the trash, as you can see in the footage. So basically, the way they work is you pull the trash first, you pull everything around you, and then you pull the spores, and you try to basically put the mobs inside the spore, and at some point they cast like the spore explosion, and then right before they cast it, you have to start moving out of them, so you don't get hit by the spore and you clean the trash. It's probably you will need to practice a little bit because it can be tricky because the trash move a lot, but yeah, it's basically the main mechanic that you have to leverage on this delve, especially with the gear that we have right now. That's it. The goal of the delve is to rescue everyone along the way, so make sure that you don't leave anyone behind. But yeah, other than that, the route is very linear, so yeah, not much more to say about it. You just need to clean everything, rescue everyone, and then make sure that you use the spores, and again, you pull the trash first, and then you try to put them into the spore. You can see that sometimes it's not always easy. But yeah, it's very, very straightforward. So on this pool, I think I forget one here. So this is the, this is the last pool. Make sure that you use some personal CDs because you have here 2 elites. So, and they hit really hard. And then we continue into the boss. So the boss is very easy. Just make sure that you avoid the AoE and then the whirlwind. And then just focus him once it gets a stun because you do 100% more damage. And that's it. So that's it, guys. Hope you like it. Bye bye bye. So we are in the Earthcrawl Mines. You have to talk with the NPC and take the hook shot from the floor. Then here in this room, make sure that you don't run over the webs because it will spawn more spiders. And to rescue the different NPCs, you use the different hook points on the walls. So as you can see right now, I didn't go over the webs. And here you will spawn more spiders. Make sure that you avoid the fear, that little purple mechanic that you see on the floor. Avoid that, because if you get into the fear, you will run probably over the webs, and you will spawn more spiders. So in this room, the goal is to rescue all the NPCs. So you don't need to kill everything. So if you want to be safer, just kill the minimum mobs that you need. Avoid any rares or extra abilities that you could see, etc, etc. Just kill the minimum that you need to rescue everything and everyone, and then you can advance. As a this priest, I basically pulled from 3 to 4 mobs at least, because with the Halo and Entropic Rift AoE, the match is much easier and they die super fast. So when they get into the card, you have to talk with the NPC. And here, there is a very small space, and you can see I almost die. So make sure that you dodge the frontal and the fear. And you see that shadow form. Basically, it also casts like another frontal. I don't know the name of the spell, but you better avoid that. Then you also have some charges that you have to dodge, because they hit really hard. But yeah, it's like 2 seconds, 3 second cast, so it's very easy to avoid. Here you can split the pool in 2. I did it in just 1 pool, but considering the gear we have right now in life, I prefer to split it in 2. Here, this is the last boss, so it's very easy. Just make sure that you avoid this mechanic. You will see this card, so just avoid being hit by the card, and that's it. You will kill it very easily, and that's it, guys. So this is the Dread Pit. I think it's one of the easiest delves that we have so far. So again, make sure that you dodge the frontal and the swarms from the Nerubian Lords. And then in this version, you have like this magnetic thing that you have to use to attract all the gems that you will find along the way. This is basically the first goal of the delve. Make sure for these bigger pools you use personal CDs, because they hit hard. And yeah, other than that, make sure that you don't go over the webs, so you don't spawn more spiders than the necessary. So continue to recover all the gems, and then at some points when you fulfill the first goal, you will get this magnetic burst, and this will help you to clean the way of some of webs. Basically, you use it and it removes the webs from your way. So yeah, it has almost no CD, so you can spam it. But yeah, make sure that you don't go over the webs. Again, dodge the frontal, dodge the swarms. And yeah, pretty much that's it. There is no secret here. Kill the different mobs that you need to kill to complete the goal. Use your personal CDs when you go into a bigger pool. And yeah, pretty much that's it, and you will be safe. So yeah, very straightforward, very easy delves. You don't need to kill everything. As you can see here, I leave some mobs behind me, so I don't need to kill them. So yeah. So this is the last boss. It has 3 abilities: the frontal that you have to dodge, the tremor that if you're a healer you won't get hit by it, and the swarm. So the swarm is the only ability that does a lot of damage, so make sure to use some kind of personal CD and you will be fine, and that's it. So we are now in Kriegval's Rest, and the main mechanic that you have to pay attention here is the candles. So the candles, they have a limited time before they are consumed, and then right before they are consumed, you have to take the next one on the that you will find on your way. So yeah, it's very very simple, but you can't like go super slow, otherwise you will run out of time. Besides that, the goal of the delve is to recover all the treasures that you will find along the way. And be careful with these fires that you are seeing right now, because they hit really hard. Basically, don't be a hero and try to go through them, because at least as a priest, I already tried and you die, even though you use some CDs. So that side, in this room, make sure that you are using personal CDs, health potions, etc., because the damage is really high. Also, you have to dodge two mechanics, the frontal that you're seeing from some mobs, and the different abilities that they are throwing at you, and the wheels that you're seeing on the floor. Other than that, you have to recover, I think they are 2 treasures from this room. And again, here, the same. Make sure that you use some CDs. As you can see, I'm using my pain suppression and my damage reduction CDs when I do the big pulls, because they really hit really hard. So other than that, you can see on the minimap that there is a rare. I didn't pull it, to be honest. I just went directly to the boss, trying not to die. Again, avoid the fires. Wait until they are not active. Then take the treasure and go into the final boss room. So in this room you will find the final boss. So you have to pay attention to the flamestorm, because it hits really hard. And also, other than that, it has a mechanic that makes you drop your candle. So after it makes this mechanic, just make sure that you go over the candle to recover it, to avoid any extra damage. And yeah, pretty much that's it. Just dodge all the damage that you can, all the mechanics, and there you go. So we are now in Mycomancer Cavern, and it's very similar to Fungal Folly. So we have again the green spores. Remember how they work, but before that, there are like little mushrooms that you will find on the way. So make sure to use them, because they give you like extra stats or more damage or whatever. And basically they will help you. It's like the buffs that you found in Torghast. Other than that, remember how the spores work. So you first pull the trash, and then you pull the spore, and you try to pull the different mobs inside the spore cycle. So at some point the spore will cast explosion, and right before they do that, you have to start moving out of them. So doing that, the trash will receive the damage from the explosion, and you will be safe. You probably will want to practice a little bit in delves below tier 8. Other than that, the goal of the delve is to rescue some pigs, but some of them are friendly and some of them are unfriendly, and you will have to kill them. So make sure that you don't get hit by the spore. As you can see here, I got hit by it, and literally I got one shot because I was in 100% health. So yeah, try to not make that mistake, because otherwise you will die. And remember that we don't want to die here, because it affects the loot quality. So I think this pig, no, it wasn't this one. So on this pool, try to be far away from the elite, because as you can see, it has like a AoE ability, and at least as a priest, I literally got one shot. So when you pull it, try to be in range. Be careful if you are a melee, or use some kind of personal CD to reduce the damage taken. So we continue rescuing all the pigs. Make sure to avoid the different abilities from the pigs. And yeah, it's rinse and repeat. We pull the trash, we pull the spore, and we try to put the different mobs into the spore AoE damage area. So yeah, make sure that, again, all the mistakes that I made here on this delve was mainly because I got hit by the spore damage. So try to play as safe as possible. So now we are in the last boss. Two things to keep in mind. One, dodge the charge, and then he casts an ability called Spore Song, and it will attract the different spores around you. Make sure that you don't get hit by them. Other than that, it's very easy. Avoid all the damage, kill it, and done. So now we are in Nightfall Sanctum, and the first thing I want to explain you is that don't try to damage the trash using the delve mechanic. These purple circles that you see, if you go over them, it's something bad will rain over you. And then don't go crazy like me here, because I died. So don't try to make this in one pool, just do two pools and play safer. Because also there is one mob called the Inquisitor, and it casts like a shadow barrier. So make sure that you kick him or CC him or whatever, but that you interrupt the cast, because it puts a barrier on the rest of the trash. Basically you don't do any damage. So again, don't try to use the paper cycles to kill the trash like the spores that we saw in other delves, because they don't work that way. Other than that, the goal of the delve is to, I think it's to disable these flames or something like that. Yeah, I think so. But yeah, the pulls, just keep in mind the Inquisitor, kick the Shadow Warrior or CC him or whatever. And then every pull, you can see they are bigger pulls. So try to use at least one damage reduction ability or something that makes you stronger. Because I can say that they hit really hard. So the goal is to, I think, disable the planes that you find along the way and kill a percentage of the total trash from the delve. But if you follow this route, you should be fine. Here is where we will find the boss. So before going into the boss boat, make sure that you clean the trash before, because especially as a healer, Bran will take the aggro from the boss. It will pull it out of the boat, and basically it will despawn. So kill the trash first and then go into the boss. Here is just do like literally one mechanic that you have to dodge, which is the fire. So every time you see something purple under you, move out of it and you will be fine. Also, I think it has like a frontal, so make sure that you don't get hit by the frontal. And that's it, guys. So we are now in the Skittering Breach. So make sure that you avoid the frontals and the swarms from the Nerubian lords, and also that you don't get hit by these purple orbs. Other than that, I went here. I'm not sure if it's completely necessary, to be honest, but since I needed like to kill a percentage of the total trash mobs from the delve, I just went here to kill this, to clean this rune. But I'm not really sure if it's completely necessary, and with the rest of the trash, it's more than enough. So the main goal is to kill the different Nerubian Ritualists that you will find on 3 different platforms. So basically my recommendation is clean the trash around them a little bit, because if not, it will be too much, and then go into them. Also, you can see that I'm getting like a debuff from time to time, so if you can dispel yourself, do it, because I think it's like a bomb. So if you don't dispel it when it expires, it will does a lot of damage. But I'm not really sure how much damage it does, because I was dispelling it every time. So again, make sure that you dodge all the frontals and the swarm from the lords, and that you continue into the last ritualist. So you can see here there is like a shadow form. It also casts like a frontal, so make sure that you avoid it. And we go into the last ritualist. So make sure that you don't go over the webs, because it will make you go slower. I'm not sure if the webs from this delve spawn more spiders. I don't think so. But yeah, so this is the last boss. Basically, you have to kill these 3 devotees before releasing it. And then once it is released, it will cast devotee from time to time. So you want to focus on it, because it casts like a barrier or a buff that makes you do less damage to the boss. So yeah, focus the ads and then focus the boss, and that's it. We are now in Tak-Rethan Abyss. So, to be honest, this delve is very straightforward. You only have like one major threat that I will explain a bit. Just make sure that you talk with the NPC. Don't do like me, because I forget and I had to go back. Also, you see here like the bubbles. So make sure that you take them along the way, because it gives you air, and if you run out of air, you start getting damage. So the main mob that you have to keep in mind is the Necromancer. You see here that I started to like receive a lot of damage. It was because of the Necromancer. So they cast necrotic bolts, and I don't remember the other ability. But if you don't cast that or make CCs or whatever, probably you will die. I didn't die here because I was playing with a 600 item level, but probably with the current gear we have life, I will have died. So yeah, make sure that you kick as much as possible. Also, Bran has a kick, but make sure that you kick or CC or whatever, and focus on the Necromancers. So the goal of the delve is to rescue the different NPCs along the way and clean the delve. Make sure that you avoid all the mechanics, the AoE ones and also the breaths. But the most important part is to basically focus on the Necromancer. If you don't want to do the game, you don't need to complete the delve, so you can skip it if you want. Here I went a little bit crazy. Don't go that crazy, because if I remember well, I died here. Yeah, there we go. So yeah, do this pull in, split it in 2. There is no reason to try to go faster, so you play safer and you will be fine. And again, focus on the Necromancers on every pull that you see one of them. These illusions that appear, you can't kill them, and I think you can't CC them either. So yeah, just try to... They hit you for like 5 seconds and then they disappear. So you just need to use some kind of damage reduction, and that's it. So this is the final boss. It's not that hard. So just avoid the mushrooms that you see that it spawns, and then also the breath and the AoE. So yeah, just dodge all these 3 mechanics and you will be fine. And that's it. So we are now in the Sinkhole. So this is very similar to Tak-Rethan. It's the second underwater delve. So again, Make sure that you take the bubbles along the way, so you don't go out of air, and you don't take damage. Second, make sure that you focus on the necromancers. I think there are necromancers in this one too, so yeah, make sure that you focus on them. Otherwise, well, you can see I almost died here because of the necromancer again. So yeah, make sure that you kick them, you interrupt them, that you focus on them to kill them as fast as possible. Other than that, it's very similar to Tak-Rethan. So rescue all the NPCs in your way. I forgot one of them here. Make sure to avoid all the AoE abilities and the frontals. But yeah, it's pretty much very straightforward. And again, these illusions that appear from time to time after you kill some mobs, you can't CC them, you can't kill them, they disappear like 5 seconds after they spawn, so just hold the damage and that's it. When you go into these kind of pools, basically the gutters have like a fixate, so make sure that you run away from them when you get the fixate, because otherwise the damage is really high. So when you go into these bigger pools, use your personal CDs to reduce the damage and make sure that you don't die. You don't need to do the game if you don't want, so skip it if you don't like them or whatever. And then we go into the last boss. To be honest, this boss does nothing special. The only thing is that make sure that you don't, or Bran doesn't pull the boss out of the room, because as you can see in the footage, it gets bugged. I got it bugged and it went below the floor, so basically I couldn't target it or whatever. So I had to go out of the room, reset it, and wait to respawn. So make sure that you stay within and inside the room, and you will be fine. Other than that, there isn't any special ability that you have to dodge or to avoid or whatever. Make sure that you focus on him, you kill the ads, and you will be good to go. That's a wrap. We are now in the Spiral Width. So this is the second Nerubian Delph, and again, I mean not the second, I think the third Nerubian Delph. So yeah, and again, dodge all the frontals and the swarms from the lords. And in this particular Delph, make sure that you don't hit the Spider X. One, it's an achievement, and two, if you hit them, you will spawn more spiders. So yeah, try to don't do damage to them. That's it. Here, make sure that you dodge the charge, because you will see it just now. I didn't dodge it, and basically I got one shot. So yeah, make sure that you dodge the charges, because as you can see, they hit really hard. And again, I got hit by it. So yeah. Other than that, use some personal CDs with the spiders that cast web bolts, because the damage is really high. But yeah, the Delph is really short and easy to complete. Also, don't go over the webs, because some spiders like leave some path of webs, and if you go over them, more spiders will come. So don't hit the X, don't go over the webs, dodge the charges, and you will be good to go. So this is a really big pool. Use some kind of personal CDs, and make sure that you have some health potions available to use. And the goal is to rescue all the NPCs that you will find along the way. You can see that I forget some of them here. And this is the last boss. So dodge the spikes ability, this one, dodge it, and that's it. Dodge the tremor, and kill the ads. Those are the 3 abilities that this boss has, and it's very easy to kill. So that's it. Let's go to the next one. So this is the Underkeep. So the first thing that you have to do is rescue all the NPCs here while dodging the mechanic. This is the hardest delve because of the last boss that I remember. But until the last boss is very straightforward. You have to destroy all the blood containers and kill the ads. So the ads that spawn after you destroy the containers, I don't remember that they were doing anything special. So yeah, just destroy the containers, kill the ads, and you're good to go. I didn't know that I had to destroy the containers because, as you can see, I had the objectives window bugged. And I didn't know that I had to destroy them. So you will see later that I had to go back, destroy them, and then go to the last boss. Other than that, make sure that you clean all the rooms, because I think you have to kill a percentage of the trash. So yeah, kill all the guardians. And also, you will have to kill them if you want to destroy the containers. Remember to dodge all the frontals, all the AoE abilities. And as for the containers, if you destroy one of them, it has like a domino effect. So it explodes and then it will destroy the container next to it and the one next to it. So yeah, you just need to destroy one of them and then it's like the domino effect. So as you can see here, I had to go back because I noticed that I had to destroy all the containers. So yeah, clean all the rooms and destroy all the containers so you don't have to go back later. And again, clean the ads, and then you're good to go to the boss. So this boss, you will get a debuff that you can dispel. If you can, when it gets to 10 stacks, you will get a stun. But you will see it here that I died. Basically, if you can dispel yourself, don't dispel until you get 8 or 9 stacks. Because the fewer stacks, the higher the damage that you will take. So wait until 8 to 9 stacks, then dispel, and you will be good to go. And remember to use some kind of personal cities. And that's it. So this is the Waterworks. It's very similar to the delve where we have the candle. So this is like a lightning totem, or however it is called. But yeah, basically you have to take it, and once it's about to expire, you have to take the next one. Otherwise, you start getting damage. So this delve is very straightforward. Make sure that with the bigger pools you use some kind of personal CD, and otherwise you will die. Here there are some charges that you also have to dodge, and then I avoided to face any rares or extra elites, and don't go through the flames, because as you can see, they hit really hard. I tested to see if I could go through them, but you can't, or at least I couldn't. So yeah, keep that in mind. And then on this small room, you see here that there is like a chest. My advice, don't open it. You don't need it to complete it, but if you do, one of the NPCs that can go out of it is the Void Breath. So if you get that enemy, make sure that you interrupt the castigate, because I died twice. Basically, you can see here, I wasn't interrupting it. So yeah, I died twice because of that. So I'm not sure if you can interrupt it. I don't think so, but you can stop it. So any kind of fear, CC, knockback, it will interrupt the cast and you will be safe. So as you can see, on the third try, I use the fear and I kill it. So yeah, keep that in mind, because otherwise it's gonna be really painful. Other than that, clean the room, avoid the charges, dodge the frontals. So this is the final boss room, nothing special, avoid the AoE that it leaves on the floor. And also when it casts the Burn Away ability, make sure that you use some kind of personal CD, you heal yourself, and you will be good to go. And that's it. So that's a wrap, guys. Hope it's useful for you and it helps to overcome this content this first week of the season 1. So please let me know in the comments what you think, and see you in the next one. Bye bye bye.